Okay, so this is our appraisal project. Our home is located at 1368 Old Brickyard Road, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Zip code there is 29466. And this project was completed by Amanda Micus, Scott Elmore, Stedman Dowd, Parker Wilkerson, and Skylar Blackstock. So our specifications for our subject home, it was listed for $2.1 million. It's a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 4,800 square foot house. It's got a pool, and it was built in 1999. And to the right, you can see a picture of the front of it. Here's some more pictures. It's located on the water, so there's a nice place for a boat. It's very updated with light countertops and cabinets, kind of common in the area. The appraised value that we have come to is $1.76 million. We weighted this with the sales comparison approach at 60%, the cost approach at 22.5%, direct capitalization income approach at 5%, and discounted cash flow income approach at 12.5%. The history of this property was built in 1999. In 2006, it was sold for the first time for $1.35 million on January 31st. In 2018, it was listed for $1.695, but then was removed after not much interest in the property at that price on November 16th. And then it was pending sale in 2020 for $2.1 million.
So now for some market conditions. The demographics of Mount Pleasant, according to the U.S. Census in 2019, the population of Mount Pleasant grew, and now approximately 91,000 people live in the area as of April of 2010 to July 1st, 2019. The population's grown 34% in Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant is primarily white, making up 91.6% of the population, following by African Americans, which is 4.2% of the population, Hispanics 2.7%, and Asian 1.8%. The average persons per household is 2.54 people. And the average median household income is approximately $103,000. The average male median income is $68,000 approximately, and the average female median income is $40,000 approximately. 4.6% of people are in poverty around that area anyways. Economy in Mount Pleasant, the median home value is $461,000, which is 56% higher than the median United States home value of $295,300 as of June 2020. The median household income is $103,000. And like we said earlier, the poverty line is 4.6%. There are 10,053 firms within Mount Pleasant, which is a pretty good amount of firms, I'd say. Supply and demand. The demand for houses in Charleston area has really gone up in the past recent years. There's been a huge surge in 2020 despite the coronavirus. In Berkeley County in 2020, home sales went up by 15%, while homes on the market dropped by drastically 55%. The median price in Berkeley County homes also increased by 9.6%. Some of the disparity between the home sales and homes on the market can be explained by the properties selling before they have a chance to hit the market due to high demand. The increased demand and low supply available explains why the local prices have been driven up. Lastly, healthcare and education. The approximate amount of people not covered by healthcare in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina was 4.8%. 24.5% of people in Mount Pleasant have graduate degrees, which is relatively high for an area that big. Most people in the area have bachelor's degrees, with the percent coming at 39%, approximately 39%, and only about 14.89% have no college degree. Next slide. There's a few good landmarks, I'd say, in the area. Charleston International Airport is only 19.5 miles, which is a 29-minute drive. Marion Square, which is in downtown Charleston, is 12.2 miles, and that's 24 minutes to get there by car, depending on traffic. Isle of Palms, 7.6 miles, 15 minutes. Sullivan's Island, 10.6 miles, 20 minutes. Wando High School, which is probably the largest high school in South Carolina, is 4.6 miles, which is only 11 minutes because it's in Mount Pleasant. Lang Middle School is 1.9 miles, 6 minutes. Bell Hall Elementary, 5 miles, 12-minute drive. Rivertown Country Club, which is a pretty nice golf course, 6.6 miles, and it's 16 minutes. Patriots Point is 9.2 miles, 21-minute drive. Daniel Island, 9.8 miles, 18-minute drive. Folly Beach, 23.8 miles, which is a 46-minute drive. And Mount Pleasant Town Center is 3.7 miles, 8-minute drive. This is a zoning map. As you can see, the different school zones and also like the kind of different areas of Mount Pleasant. It's surrounded by water, which makes it a high quality place to live. Next slide. Comparable property selection criteria. It's a single family home, priced between $1.9 million and $2.3 million, which is a pretty high priced home. At least 4 bedrooms, at least 4 baths, and it's in Mount Pleasant, has a pool and a spacious backyard. This is our first comparable. This house sold in May of 2019 for $2.1 million. It has 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and is 5,100 square feet. Also has a pool, and the house is located at 35 Crier Lane, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, 19464.
The second comparable is located at 2743 Royal Trace Lane in Mount Pleasant, and it sold for $2.1 million in August of 2020. It has 4 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and is 6,274 square feet, and also has a pool. The third comparable is located at 3905 Ashton Shore Lane in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and sold for $2.27 million on rooms, 7 bathrooms, and approximately 5.9 thousand square feet, and also has a pool. The fourth comparable is located on 4209 Victory Point Drive in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and sold for $2 million on August 30th in 2018. This comparable has 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms and is 7,483 square feet, and also has a pool. The fifth comparable is located on 770 Old Central Way in Mount Pleasant and sold for $2,225,000 on March 26th, 2020, and has 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and 4,731 square feet, and also has a pool. The sixth comparable was located on 779 Navigators Run in Mount Pleasant and sold for $1,998,000 on July 23rd, 2020, and has 5 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms and 5,307 square feet, and also has a pool.
The first appraisal approach we did was the sales comparison approach. And in this chart, you can see here, we laid out the different features the subject and the comparables had. And then based on the differences between the subject and the comparables, we then made the necessary adjustments to offset the price that the comparables sold for. And then using these attributes, we made the following adjustments. Next slide. For the beds adjustment, comparable 2 and 3 were used because of how similar they are in most aspects apart from the number of beds. And using these comparables, we were able to get an adjustment of $87,500 per bed. For the bath adjustment, comparables 1 and 5 were used. They had a difference of 2 baths, so we made sure to further our adjustment price by converting the adjustment we calculated into a 1 bathroom difference, which was $62,000 per bath. And then for the year sold adjustment, we used comparables 3 and 4, and they were sold 1 year apart. So we were able to get the per year adjustment to use when adjusting the other comparables. And that ended up being $93,750 per year. For the square foot adjustment, comparables 2 and 6 were used. They were roughly a 1,000 square foot difference between the two. So we calculated the adjustment for 1,000 square foot difference, and then we divided it by 1,000 to get an adjustment price per square foot. And then from there, having a per square foot adjustment, we were able to adjust the other comparables based on this. For the lot size adjustment, comparables 2 and 6 were used, and the comparables were almost 1 acre apart, so we were able to get a per acre adjustment for the other comparables. For the year built adjustment, comparables 1 and 6 were used. They were sold 6 years apart, so we calculated the adjustment price and then divided it by the difference in years, which was 6, to get in a per year adjustment of $17,000. From there, we were able to just adjust the other comparables based on the per year. For the garage adjustment, comparables 4 and 6 were used. Comparable 4 had 8 garages, and comparable 6 had 3 garages, so we calculated the adjustment and then divided by 5 to get a per garage adjustment. And then, as you can see on the next slide, the weighted average for our sales comparison approach was $1,973,838.40. And we ended up weighting the comparables differently. Not each comparable was weighted the same amount. And so the weighted average is based off of the different weights we gave to the comparables based on how well we felt that they matched our subject. And a lot of the weighting difference has to do with whether or not the comparable was located on a body of water like our subject property is. So any of the comparables that were not located on water, they were given less weight.
The next approach we used was the cost approach. And so first we estimated the replication cost of the home using costtobuild.com. The website estimated the home's replication cost to be $1,048,858. We used 100 years as our estimated useful life of the home. And the house was built in 1999, making it around 22 years old. So we multiplied our replication cost by 22% to get the estimated accrued depreciation of $230,748. The lot we found was in the same area, but the lot was about 25% smaller than the size of our subject. So the price of the lot was $425,000. So we multiplied that by 1.25 to get the estimated value for the lot. The cost approach showed to use that the indicated value of this home is $1,349,359. Next slide. Next, we use the direct capitalization income approach. And so we estimated the net operating income of this property is $56,193. We calculated this by finding the potential gross income, by finding the monthly income of $6,897 and multiplying it by 12. We calculated the vacancy and collection costs by taking 8.5% of the potential gross income. We subtracted that from the potential gross income to find the effective gross income. We then subtracted the operating expenses from the effective gross income to get the net operating income of $56,193. Then we found the cap rate of 2.68% by dividing the net operating by the list price of the home. Finally, we found the direct capitalization by dividing the net operating income by the cap rate, which came out to be $2,096,755. Using the income approach, we calculated that the indicated value of the home is $2,096,755. Next slide.
For the discounted cash flow approach, we had the assumption that there was a 10-year holding period. The NOI, which we got from the previous income approach, was $56,193 with a discount rate of 8%. And we also estimated that the sales price in 10 years would be $2,096,755. So after discounting all those cash flows, we estimated that the present value of all the possible cash flows was $1,348,276 for the subject house. And this is the price when accounting for the 10-year holding period with the discount rate of 8%.
So for our reconciliation, the property that we evaluated in this appraisal is 1368 Old Brickyard Road, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, 29466. The house was built in 1999 and is 4,800 square feet, comprising of 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. Zillow gives its own estimate of value to be $2,063,703, and the property is currently listed on Zillow for $2.1 million. We arrived at our final estimate of value by weighting different property estimates from the sales comparison approach, cost approach, income direct capitalization approach, and the income discounted cash flows approach. In order to obtain the value estimate for the sales comparison approach, 6 comparables were chosen. In our evaluation, we weighted the sales comparison as 60% because the sales comparison approach is most commonly used for properties that function as single-family homes. Because our subject property's main function is also to be used as a single-family home, it has the most weight given to it. However, because of the difficulty in finding strong comparables, we did not put all of our weight into this evaluation approach. The cost approach was weighted at 22.5%, which includes the amount estimated to replicate the house as is. Replication of the house is valued at $1,048,858. We have estimated an accrued depreciation of $230,000 since the house has been updated recently. The cost was found based off of lots that are nearby and of the same size, which we valued at $531,000. When all of these values are combined, the total cost to rebuild the subject house to specifications is about $1.3 million. Since our house is unique to other houses nearby, we have decided to weigh the cost at 22.5%, which is slightly higher than a weight of a house that has many models that are the same build. The direct capitalization income approach was weighted at 5%. With the subject home being so large, there is less potential for renters, but it is in a good neighborhood with access to water, making it desirable. It, however, does not seem to be a lifetime investment, with it being sold 2 times in a 22-year period. After looking into past uses of the subject, it was determined that it is not primarily used as an income-producing property, which is another reason for the lower weighting. The NOI we determined was $56,000 with a market capitalization rate of 2.68 to get the value to $2,096,755. The last portion of the valuation comes from the discounted cash flow income approach. We decided to weight this at 12.5% of our total evaluation because this is a property that might frequently be bought and sold for a specific period of time. With a discount rate of 8%, we determined that the evaluation would be around $1.3 million. This calculation would be based off the 10-year holding period. Our evaluation is substantially lower than the asking price and this estimate. We believe that our estimate is lower due to the uniqueness of the house with many aspects that are hard to value. Also, there was a limited selection of quality comparables, especially due to the uniqueness in the area. Next slide. COVID-19 has had a big impact on the housing market. In the United States as a whole, COVID-19 dramatically affected prices around the country. However, in our market area of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, it was the opposite. Around the country, the factor that seemed to drive prices down the most was the lockdown. Realtors were not allowed to show houses, and home buyers were reluctant to buy homes via picture and video. Home prices across the country dropped over 5% due to COVID-19. In Mount Pleasant, due to less restrictions and a desire to have a home near a beach, drove prices up 15%. This shows that the desire for homes was not lower, but the ability to see them was restricted in the market.